Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you and to you.
Hi.
Hello. This is the weekly podcast here on Studio Live today, which I've decided to call what?
Studio WIVE today.
Is that
Not
the-
wife,
Not
not
wife,
wives.
Not wives. Just wife, just the singular wife. And I was explaining this to you yesterday, but I did that to really annoy the pedants out there that are like, you realise that wife isn't right. It should be wives or wife. But I like it because it rhymes with live. And you can't, there's no WIV, so there's no wife. Anyway.
True.
Because, yeah, people are saying, oh, your channel's called Studio Live Today. I'm like, not particularly. So what are we here for today? Well, about once every, 6 months or so, I like to ask Georgie to come on here so that we can chat about things and stuff. And this time I've called it Living with an Influencer.
Which is so dumb.
Georgie has a great deal of
Like you
respect.
have any influence over anything.
I mean, yeah, there is that. But hey, what would you call me? A YouTuber, a content creator? In fact,
Sure. Why not?
in fact,
I just call you Pete
you
generally.
just call me Pete. We are live here on the YouTube, the tubes of you. So if you do have any questions throughout the show, all you need to do is put a Q in front of your comment, and we will spot those and I will answer those. And I can't even sugarcoat anything when you say, so how do you manage work life? I'm like, oh yeah, so I'm amazing. No, Georgie will say it's because he's got a wonderful, supportive family.
Yes.
That can help us out. So the first question that I wanted to ask you is what is it that I actually do around here? So I'm channeling Office Space here, but from your perspective, what do you see? Like when I just
Well, you obviously don't listen to yourself when you tell me what we're going to be talking about, because we were going to talk about other stuff first, but okay.
Good question. Good point.
Not a question.
It's weird. It's like I'm a professional here, and I know what I'm doing. No. So yes, there's a few things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the stuff I've already jumped into and talk about. We're going to let you know about something that we're doing next month, which is Dry July, which we're doing in June, which is a little bit strange, but we'll explain why. And yes, I did want to give you an opportunity to let folks know, how you doing? How are you doing? Georgie?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing good. For those, we mentioned it last time you were on the show.
Yes.
Which was
yes,
way
we did.
back in January or December.
Yes.
It was a long time ago. Was it pre
Was it pre or post? I'm not sure.
I
Pre
can't
or
recall.
post-op. Yeah.
For those that don't know, Georgie was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Yes.
And has been through some surgery and is recovering well.
And about to go in for another surgery.
Had to go for more surgery. So so you've been doing well.
I've been very, very fortunate. I, like Pete said, was diagnosed just before Christmas last year, had a double mastectomy in January, had some lymph nodes removed, and fortunately they think they got it all, so I didn't have to have any chemo or radio, which was my biggest concern. And my sister's as well. She was worried about me losing my hair. That is beautiful hair, as you can see. I have
You end up looking like me.
my wine glass earrings on today.
Yeah, you got the appropriate stuff. So
Yes.
so it was. I hesitate to say best case scenario, but
Best case scenario for what it was. There's been a slight hiccup with the reconstruction. Basically, I've got tissue expanders in at the moment to get my body back to where it's going to be the size so I can have the implants put in, but one of them leaks. So I have one big one and one little one.
This is what you get. Who would have thought you come to a music channel? And this is what you get. But it's reality.
Welcome to Boob Chat. But it will be fine. The surgeon is confident he can still give me my Kardashian boobies. So in a couple of months, I will go under the knife again, but for a reconstruction rather than anything else.
Yes. So yes, less stressful for all concerned, especially Worrywart over here, who doesn't handle things like this as well as you do. I think it's a testament. I don't know. Georgie's not going to like me saying it because she's just someone who takes stuff in her stride and just gets on and gets shit done. To be honest, and I actually said to you the other day, I'm like, I said, "Oh, you're doing so well." Well, I didn't say. You said someone else said you're doing so well, and you're like, "I don't know how else I'd be." And I'm like, "Well, you don't realise that some people would just fall into a complete heap when they go through stuff like this."
I never really thought of that, but yeah, that's a good point. People might not Yeah, but I didn't want to do that.
No.
But so the next thing we were going to mention was that we're doing, which you've already touched on, is doing
Yes.
Dry July, which is why I'm wearing my little
That's right.
earrings today.
Yes.
Because we're going to be raising money for cancer research and support, and basically the Dry July Foundation spread the funds across like 35 different charity cancer organisations across the country. So we decided to raise money for that. But because I'm having my surgery in July,
Yes.
we thought we'd do it in June. That way we still do the month off the booze. We still raise all the money. And in fact, we give you more time because you can donate in June and July. You can congratulate us on a job well done in July.
So if you think we're only going to bug you I'm only going to bug you every week for a month to donate, no, you get 2 months worth of it. So do appreciate anyone. And again, like we say with all donations, appreciate we're in a cost of living crisis at the moment. It doesn't make sense to anyone apart from us. But yeah, so I can 100% appreciate that it's not going to be possible for everyone. But if you do have the ability, rather than I don't want any donations in the next 2 months, so you can keep your super chats and your super stickers. I mean, if you really want to, you can do it, and then I'll just take what YouTube takes off the top and donate that. But yeah, best if you go direct. But if you'd rather not, then you want to donate to the channel, we'll pass on any of those proceeds directly to the charity. Let's say good day to the fine folks who are here live, shall we, before we dive in, because I'm completely forgetting everything and totally out of order today. We had Leedy Perez, who was here early and sharing the video. Thank you. We had Mr. Fomiati. G'day to you. Chicken Nuggy King. Very cool name. King. Our mate Coldacre over in Melbourne town. Hope you are doing well. The one and only Thomas Christ, wonderful moderator, and I was on his show this week as well. And by the way, thank you, because the last 2 weeks have been kind of pandemonious for me with Logic Pro and with pandemonious. Is that a word? No. But I was able to sneak onto Tom's channel for an hour and a half and have a chat. So thank you. And thank you to Georgie for taking the kids to school so that I could do that. I
always do that.
I know you always do that anyway. G'day Tremor Bear. Hello to you. G'day Javel de Bustus. Yes, if you want to put your thumbs up because the sun's up, you can go ahead and do that. See, this is where Georgie gets really embarrassed because she's like, I can't believe he actually says these things and I have to be here and listen to it. Hello to you, Mr. Smith. G'day Ali Gratilla. Hello Hugh Caldwell. Who have I said hello to? Jamie Malander. Hello dude. Hope you are well. Scrolling down, the one and only Jade Star is here as well. And there you go. It was indeed. It was a great chat with Tom. It was always good. And we'll have to get together and do a part 2 at some stage soon. And Russ 8889. G'day to you. Over there in the UK, which it must be ridiculous o'clock for you. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, very, very cool. So yeah, once again, if you've got any questions, because here's the thing, I get to sugarcoat my answers to everything when it's just me hanging out here, but you've actually got Georgie here. So when I say, oh, well, I manage my work-life balance really well, and the family are just so, you could just be like, yeah, no, you don't. You're always running around stressed off your head like an idiot.
You're all right.
I'll do.
You'll do.
Yeah.
Whatever I tell you to.
That's right. And we may, so through the show, we'll be chatting about a few different topics. I've got Georgie, I did tell Georgie this beforehand, I got her approval, but I'm going to play a little clip from a YouTube channel that Georgie and I used to do together called $2 Looker. So you got that to look forward to a little bit later. We're going to also, talk about other things, whatever is on your mind and whatever you would like to ask, you can go ahead and do that. What is it that, and we'll be having a beverage. So if you see the wine glasses come out, yes, it is very early in the morning here, but hey, we're going.
It is the last
30 days
day before our dry month, so we're starting early. And I'm wearing the earrings.
Yes, exactly. You're wearing and I know you're very proud of the earrings.
I actually got these earrings from my daughter's friends when I was in hospital having my mastectomy because they know that I like wine. So isn't that cute that they A, thought to buy me a present, and B, thought to buy me
wine earrings.
Isn't that cute?
Yes. And look, and I know for some people, when we talk about not drinking, you're like, I go many months without drinking, and I get it. But apart from caffeine, you and I don't have caffeine and food, I suppose. We don't have a whole lot of vices. We're not smokers or vapors or crack takers. Although we did talk about taking some crack the other day.
We were thinking about how to lose weight, and we realised that crack addicts are quite skinny, so we thought we might give that a go, but didn't pan out.
So it's going to be dry July, but cracked up June. No, I don't know. No, we will not. But we are joking for those wondering. It's like, oh yeah, it's actually a pretty good idea. Yeah.
Oh gosh, no. No, so we don't really have many vices apart from food.
A bit of food
But
and caffeine.
so we do enjoy a drink. So going dry for a month, is something that we want to do because it will be, a bit of a challenge, and it's going to raise money for a good cause. So
Yep, and you get to laugh at us. You get to sit back and sip a cocktail
and go,
while we.
suck in.
And I'm going to explore because last time we did this, there wasn't much non-alcoholic beer. Like, I like beer. I actually enjoy the taste of beer. But there's been a bit of an alcohol-free beer renaissance over the last sort of 5 years. So from the last time I did it 5 years ago to now, I'm going to have fun exploring. Like, there's all of these really nice-looking beers now that are alcohol-free. So, yeah.
I'm just going to drink juice.
Yeah, well, I mean, I could do that. That would be the other thing to do. Just stop wasting your money, Johns, and drink water. But hey, hello, Kesha Media, by the way, and Christopher Rossi and the whole Rossi clan. Thank you for all of your support. Yeah, crack timber. There you go.
Crack timber.
Gary, crack the weight loss
Fentanyl
program.
February.
Fentanyl February is pretty good. Yes, let's laugh at drug addiction, shall we? This is how we roll. It's all good. By the way, audio friends, let us know. By the way, I've tried to get us balanced because I'm a big fat loudmouth and Georgie's a little softer spoken. So if you need one of us to go up or down, we can do that.
I'll just yell a lot. Is that better?
No, you don't have to. You can be your usual restrained, refined self, and it's all
So
good.
restrained and refined.
So restrained and refined,
Yes.
absolutely. All right, so
Do you want to ask me your question now?
yeah, I suppose. I tried to. Then,
I mean, we could have done all that stuff later, but you said you wanted to do
I
it
did.
first.
I know. I say a lot of things. Hello, Andy Aspain. Andy Aspain sounds like a drug. That sounds like what is that? Aspartame?
That's
Sounds
not
like-
a drug. That's a
Aspartame.
sweetener. You must be very sweet.
Oh, there you go, Andy. You're very sweet. So says my wife. So yeah. So what do you see from your side of things? Because I like lately.
I see a green screen.
You see the back of a green
Basically.
screen because you don't see. It looks like we're in this wonderful neon pink studio, but it's really just a green screen in our bedroom because that's the reality of actually being a influencer.
Can you turn it off and on for a second or no? The background,
Oh,
so
yeah.
they can see the.
Yeah, okay, that's a good point. Let's. Many folks already know this, but if you want to look behind the curtain,
It's just as green.
that's just it. So it's cool though because we can go into the studio, like we can hang out here. We can go to Gary Hubbs's parking lot. So we can go to our outdoor area and sit out in our courtyard. And we can
That's
even
the indoor-outdoor
That's the
courtyard, not the
indoor-outdoor,
outdoor courtyard.
which I have somewhere. But we could even go and show you what it used to look like behind me right here.
Nice,
Because
before it was a bedroom.
Before it returned to its bedroom state, it looked like this. So yes, I understand people are just like, we know
We
how
know
green
how
screens work, John. People have been
I thought
using
it was
these
funny.
for a decade. But yes, yes, so exactly. There's a curtain behind the curtain. Do I want to know how I came up with? I do want to know that, Andy. Put that in the chat, and we'll put that out to everyone how you came up with your name because that's cool. Yeah. So what else do you see that I do? Like, do you think I just sneak in here and like just cry into my cornflakes?
I mean, I know you have different shows on different days, so I know that. So on the day that you have your music live, I hear all sorts of things coming from here.
Yes.
I hear you make some really terrible jokes, some really bad commentary, and some
I thought you were going to
funny
say
things.
play some really terrible music, and I'm just like,
No, the music is good. Your
music's
jokes
the
are
highlight.
terrible.
It's my old man dad jokes.
I think sometimes, and this is going to sound mean and I don't mean it to, but sometimes I wonder if he's playing songs from your music live or just songs that, you download from Spotify. I mean, sometimes they're both.
Yes.
But
No, that's,
yeah,
the,
the
that's
music
the ultimate
on-
compliment. Like whenever Georgie says, "Oh, that's one of your community," I'm just like, "Yes."
no, the songs are good.
They're
Your
good.
jokes not so much.
Yeah,
so I hear on Monday you come in and you sneak off into the room. I do have the one thing that it's not really a huge issue, but you start your shows reasonably early, being
Yes.
where we live in South Australia, the time zones and everything. So you start early to make sure that you have a reasonable reach across Europe and America and wherever else.
Yep.
So do have to be out of bed quite early some days so he can get into the studio, which is just the other side of the room.
I feel a bit wanky calling it the studio.
Well, what else is it?
Exactly, it is. It's where I do my studio work.
Yes. Okay, and then Tuesdays you have your garage band thingy. Wednesday, I don't know. You do some other stuff. I know Sunday you do your happy hour.
That's true.
Friday's your podcast, which is why we're here.
Which is what we're doing.
But I know your vague timetable, and I know vaguely what you do. You had a bit of a rough couple of weeks, not rough, but you had a busy couple of weeks with some announcements coming out from Apple relating to. It's either Pro Logic or Logic Pro, one of them.
So if I'm wearing the hat that says Logic Pro,
I know. I looked up there to see. But yeah, so I know what you do. I just leave you to it. I don't need to be involved unless I'm sitting here next to you.
Sitting here next to me. Yeah, no, because I think about it and I'm like, because sometimes you ask me and you say, oh yes, wine. I think we need to get the wine going on, don't we? Sometimes, I sit here and I'm like, oh, I don't know whether I should tell you more about what I do or less about what I do. And then you ask me.
I'll ask you.
Exactly. You ask me what you're doing and I'm like, what are you doing right now? And I'm like, well, right now, you see, I'm designing a thumbnail for this show. And then
I'm like, stop, sorry, I asked.
Right, I know. And I'm like, what are you doing there? Well, see, the metadata tags in this is really important to put. I was like, no, it's really not. By the way, how cool is this name? Perpetual Platypussy. Like, everyone's got cool names around here.
That's good.
I love it. Mark says that my jokes won't get better with age. Well, it's true, because Mark is the king of the... in fact, you've graduated, Mark, from dad jokes to granddad jokes, because Mark's a granddad now, so he gets to be...
A new granddad, or has it been a while? Or?
How old's your little one, Mark? Probably over a year ago, maybe even 2 years. Time flies.
Time flies, doesn't it?
When you're having fun.
Yes.
So Andy Aspen says, Andy is my name, and Aspen is an overword of saying autistic. I'm a child.
Okay. There you go.
Very cool.
Is that Asperger's? Is that Aspie?
Oh,
is that
Aspie,
people say? My mum is on the spectrum. She has Asperger's.
Yes.
I'm sure my brother does too, but he's never been diagnosed.
Hi, David.
Shouldn't say that. I could be talking about the other one.
True. Yeah, no, that's cool. Very cool.
Very cool.
What were we talking about? So again, and I think my children, I have said that I would like to, if I do anything in schools, if I ever went out and did some like education, it would be titled "Why You Shouldn't Be a YouTuber." Why being a content creator is not as good as you think it is, because
it's a lot of work, isn't it?
You see the lack of glamour, don't you?
Yeah.
And to the point where, like, when I'm recording, because I tell the family when I'm recording, because when I'm working, they can come and go. Like, I don't care. They can come in if they need stuff. But if I'm recording, I just, as a courtesy, will send a group text if I'm lazy, or go out and say to the family,
we have a group text.
Yeah, I'm recording for the next 30 minutes. Yeah. But it literally is. So the production of a video, I'll be like, all right, I'm just recording a video, and that'll be 30 minutes to record a 5-minute tutorial. Yeah. And then the editing will be an hour, and then the uploading and the metadata will be an hour, and then the promotion will be an hour, and then the answering of the comments will be an hour. So I think that, when
he answers every single comment.
It's a bit stupid, isn't it? It's a bit ridiculous.
I mean, not answers, but
responds to.
Yeah.
Responses.
Sometimes they're not questions. They're just good job, and he will say thank you. Not a lot of people do that.
Yes. Well, yeah. And I look at, do I have automated responses where I type WIVE VW and it says, "You're very welcome. I hope you enjoy the other content on the channel and consider subscribing." Yes, of course I do.
That's just called being efficient.
It's called work smarter, not harder. That's right. What I say. That's right. 2 years ago, there you go, still in awe. Well, that is awesome. It's so cool because we've got lots of people that have kids and then now having grandkids, and age isn't a thing. Yeah. It really doesn't matter. Yeah. I got some questions from Chicken Nugget King and from Thomas, which we'll jump into in just a sec. I've tagged those. We've got one from Azure the Wolf as well. So I'll just make sure that we've caught up, and then we will jump in and do that. Are we excited for the mini-series of Bluey? I am.
I'm so excited. In fact, I don't even think my youngest knew about it. She's 12, but she still watches Bluey. And I was saying, are you excited for the mini-sodes? There's going to be Unicorse and other characters I can't remember at the moment. But yeah, they're making like little 3.5 minute mini-sodes about individual characters. And yes, I'm very excited.
If there's not, see, now I've forgotten its name, but Pom Pom. If there's not a Pom Pom related one, because
I think there might be actually.
Because what is a breed? Are a small and hearty breed.
Pomeranians are a small but hearty breed.
Yes. So if you don't know what we're talking about, it is all Bluey in our family.
Australian kids TV show, despite the fact that our children are probably too old to watch.
Well, yeah,
it's actually really well done and has a lot of it. The writers are obviously Simpsons and Seinfeld fans, which has been spoken about online quite a bit. So there's a lot of adult humour and adult references. There are episodes that legitimately have me crying. Like there's one called Baby Race about the mum who doesn't know that she's doing enough for her children and she feels like she's failing at every turn. And I'm tearing up just thinking about it because I cry every time I watch it.
Yeah. No, it really does. It's one of those ones that hits you. It hits you in the feels.
It does.
I know. It is funny, and again, Georgie is okay with this because we have a very similar, slightly dark sense of humour. But for Georgie, it's like, Georgie, you've been diagnosed with cancer. You're like, gee, that sucks. I guess I'm going to go get my boobs chopped off. Georgie, watch this episode of an animated show about fake characters. It's like,
yeah.
So it is. But yeah, I'm the same. Like with Bluey, there's so many. It's not. Oh, there was other ones that I cry at all the time.
Duck cake.
Duck cake, yeah, because that shows the dad just like basically just breaking down. And I'm just like, you've been there, man. There.
The kid comes up and goes, "You all right, Dad?" He goes, Yeah, mate, I'm all right.
And I'm like, I reckon I've seen exactly that and exactly that tone. Usually when trying to do something and failing, but it's all good. G'day to
the grannies, yes.
Oh, the granny. Here come the grannies. Alien or Wave, hello to you. Sleeping time. Well, yeah, no, it's late for many of you. Salute to you all. And who else did I see? It's, Barry Glenn, g'day to you. Heathen Granny, hello to you as well. Yeah, we've got questions. Jade, adults, yeah, exactly. Adults never cry. No.
Never.
We've got a question from Jade as well. So we'll jump in and answer these. So I answer every comment on my channel, says Jamie, even the people who diss me. I've got a group chat with Jamie and Jade and Patrick and other YouTubers, which has been quite good idea, Jamie, because it's been quite cathartic because we've been talking about things.
And, do you share the really dodgy comments?
Well, yeah, sometimes we share the things the situations that we're like, can I tell this person to go and off? And we're like, no, how about you just block them and ban them instead? So yeah, some people just don't need a reply. Did Georgie, this is from Thomas Christ, did Georgie ever consider starting a channel of stuff you're interested in?
No, not really. I don't have the motivation for it. Like, Pete is very passionate about what he does. I wouldn't say, I mean, I like my job. I work for the state government here doing web content management. So anything to do with government information I put onto a website and then people can access it. So I work with a whole bunch of different departments.
Yep.
And I like my job and I'm reasonably good at my job, but I don't really have the passion and the sort of fire in the belly that Pete does. And once he gets going on something, he can really put his all into it. When I was younger, I started learning instruments and then stopped because I wasn't that interested. Even when I was in amateur theatre companies, I had to stop because I was, studying, but I never got back into it. So no, I don't really have, it's bad. I mean, I have intermittent, that's not right, hobbies. Yeah. But no, I don't have the passion that Pete does, and I wouldn't have any sort of interest that I could share enough with anybody that would be worth the time. And like, I see how much time and effort he puts into his videos, and I don't have anything that's worth me doing that.
Yeah, and look, I know the instant reaction to that and what I've said before is, but yes, everyone does. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has a story to tell, and it's true. And
I've probably told it 3 or 4 times on your channel. Everybody's sick of listening to me by now.
See, and again, you say that, but that's mine. If they're sick of you and you come on here once every 6 months, how sick must they be of me being here weekly?
But you're actually giving them like information and instruction. Not always, but I'm just sitting here rambling on about Bluey and boobs.
Weirdly, and I put a note here, but I don't know if you recall this, but you, me, and our friend Tom had an idea for I'll say podcast. But
It was basically a podcast before podcasts were a thing.
podcasting.
We were calling it an internet radio show.
Yeah, because podcasting didn't exist, but I was sort of starting to listen to some internet radio shows that, you'd put on your MP3 player and take with you. And I'm like, we should do one, and we should do it about technology, but like basics of technology. And we had
And I was going to be the, what do you mean person? Because that's all I know about technology, really.
And as much as I'm like, we could have been pioneers, we could have been right at the start there, I'm kind of glad we didn't do it, because back in those days, it would have basically been mansplaining with Pete and Tom, mansplaining to Georgie with Pete and Tom, because we were like tech guys, and we thought that we could explain things in simple terms to someone who wasn't tech savvy, and it would have been.
Did I mention that I'm a web content manager?
I know. Oh yeah.
It's not that I'm not tech savvy. It's just that
you
I
are.
I'm just not as passionate about it
And
as
even
other
then,
people.
even then, you were, even at that time, because we're talking 20 plus years ago. You hadn't done your communications and multimedia stuff at that point. Or you just.
I think I was studying at the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So
I have a degree in multimedia.
Yeah. It's far more qualified to do what I do than I am to do what I do. I have no qualification. That's a beautiful part of being an influencer. If you want to know the truth, it's like you don't need any qualifications or permission. Like you can just do it without anyone having to do that.
So good question, but no. Is the
Good
short
question,
answer.
but no, yeah. And I've actually said to you, if you did do one, you should do, and again, just before every man and his dog had a podcast about TV shows, I'm like, you should totally do like recapping sort of TV show stuff. And then look, there are far too many of those now.
And also, who cares what I think about the show? I watched the show, I enjoyed it or I didn't enjoy it. So somebody else might have loved it and I hated it, or somebody else might have hated it and I loved it. Who cares what I think?
Who cares what I think? You could do a complete, like a channel where you just sit there with your arms crossed and you go, you don't care what I think.
No,
let's be honest. Like, you don't care what I think. That's probably half the channels out there that it's like, all right. Is it good, decent or bad living with an influencer? Because some people would say it's bad, some good, and some say it's in the middle.
Yes. All of the above.
Good.
Some days it's really good. He has such good flexibility with his work. He can, if I need him to pick up kids from school, or if I need him to be home to collect a parcel or whatever, or if we just want to pop out for lunch on, my days off, that's a really good part of it. The bad parts are that he basically never gets any time off. Like, if he goes on vacation, holiday, however you say it, he has to pre-prepare videos or, have things in the pipeline ready to go, because he can't just go, oh, well, someone else will do it for me, because there's nobody else. And somewhere in the middle is just the regular days where you get up, you do your thing. I call you for dinner, and sometimes you're in the middle of recording and come and stop and eat dinner and go back in the room, or sometimes you stop for the day. And so, yes, all of the above at various times. But that's a good,
That is a good question. And look at, you're stealing all the topics I had. So this could be a very quick show, because the questions you folks are asking.
You underestimate my ability to ramble.
Well, yeah, and likewise, I'm a ranter from way back, a ranter from Atlanta. It's and for me, in terms of being an influencer, I gotta stop saying that. Like it's, or maybe I just accept it.
Just embrace it. It's fine.
I'll just go.
I won't use it, but you can.
Cult leader. I'll just go all in. I'm like, no, I'm not going to go with the influencer tag. I'm going to go cult leader.
Yeah.
For me, it's obviously I want to do it and I chose to do it, so I like to do it. But have no misconceptions about it just being a walk in the park all the time. Although I do a lot of walking in the park.
You do. For a while, you were doing a full-time job and also this on the side. And you got this channel up to the point where you could quit your full-time job and make a decent, we won't say good, we'll say decent living out of doing this channel. So yeah. And that's in no small part, and well, in every part, thanks to everybody out there. Because if there was nobody watching, then it'd be pointless.
Yeah, and it definitely it can be a challenge at times.
Yes.
There was a question that was related to that. I guess in terms of, I know I've been very open and honest about how I've gone with this channel and how things have gone in the last few years. it's been a roller coaster because COVID was terrible for very many reasons. It was actually amazing for YouTube content creators. I'm just going to be honest. But the last 2 years, in a cost of living crisis, it has been harder because there's been less advertisers and there's been more media attention and domination of the media by very popular people. It's a bit like music. Taylor Swift has kind of been a really big success and made it really difficult for anyone else to get a lot of penetration. And it's kind of the same with podcasting and YouTubing. Mr. Beast kind of owns YouTube and Joe Rogan owns podcasting, and the rest of us kind of are...
Sorry.
The rest of us are like little seagulls just flying around for scraps going...
Yes. One more time.
Thank you for the question. Does Georgie have her own stuff, or does she stay out of the social media spotlight?
I have social media. I'm old, so I have Facebook. I have Instagram, and that's about it. But I don't use it. Like, if anybody wants to friend me on Facebook, absolutely, that's fine. I tend
Unless you're creepy.
Well, yeah, I suppose. I don't tend to post that. I used to post a bit more. I don't tend to post that much anymore, and I use Messenger to like communicate with family and friends. Yep. So we have group chats and things like that. I don't have Snapchat. I don't have TikTok. I don't have Twitch or
much to the joy of our children.
Yes.
I do, and they actually are a bit terrified when they post something, and sometimes I'm in there going, "Oh, look at the lovely dance you did, Jasmine," and she's just like, "Oh."
I do comment on her Instagram posts, so I think she's quite restrained, unless she's got a Finsta. I don't know about.
Got a Finsta. Yeah. So I think the children actually, I don't know if they love or they hate, because we give them quite a long rope, but I am also very into the social media side of things. And I love sort of technology, and I'm up to date with all the tech news. So I know all the things and the strategies and the techniques and the platforms that they're using that they think I don't know. Unless I think that, and then they're actually finding other ways. But yeah, it is funny that I say, yeah, you've got a Finsta, and they're just like, how do you know what that is? Well, I know what's going on. But that's good stuff. Good question. So yeah, and again, you can follow Georgie, but you'll probably just get posts about the Adelaide Crows.
I'm literally Georgie Johns on Facebook. Come and friend request me.
Maybe some Bluey episode stuff.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I jumped into this one from Andy. What is your favourite episode of Bluey? See, we cover all the big questions here. What is your favourite episode of Bluey?
That's really hard. There are some really good episodes. One that springs to mind is, I can't remember what it's called, but it's the one where Muffin is selling a Granny-mobile is what it's called. Granny-mobile. She's the neighbour is having a yard sale, garage sale. And is trying to sell her poor departed husband's scooter, those little rascals that people ride around on. Mm-hmm. And she's trying to get enough money to go on holidays, and Muffin comes along and she's pretending to be a grouchy granny. And so this real grouchy granny comes along and wants to buy it, and Muffin's going, "Give me $900 bucks." It's like, $900? I'm not paying that much. Then you're not getting it. It's very cute.
And we do actually call it $bucks now, because when we're talking about dollars, it's like, it used to be dollary dues because of the Simpsons episode. It's like $900 dues. Like,
yeah.
Yes,
Tobias.
Willikers, that's awful. Sorry, that episode of The Simpsons is horrendous, but kind of funny.
Hilarious.
It's like going into an Outback Steakhouse. It's horrific, but kind of funny. That's how I look at it.
Blokes and Sheilas.
How
many times do you think we've been to an Outback Steakhouse? Maybe 3 or 4?
Thrice.
3?
Yes.
We took the children there when we were in Las Vegas last year, just to have a bloomin' onion, and I forgot how disgusting they were because we don't have them here.
Yeah, I think I mentioned it on the show the other day. I was on the happy hour. I was playing some songs and I was talking about Australia. I was drinking a beer and I'm like, the other way, we don't drink Foster's and we don't throw shrimp on Barbie. And then I went on a rant and a tirade about Outback Steakhouse and the fact that they have this thing called a bloomin' onion. And I said, so just stop and think about it. The people that made Outback Steakhouse are American and they've actually never been to Australia, or at least they hadn't when they developed the concept, which is pretty funny. They actually wanted it to be kitsch and like stereotyped Australia. But think about getting a large onion and then deep frying the crap out of it and throwing a bunch of seasoning on it. Does that sound Australian or does that maybe sound American? If you had to guess.
Australian, it would be, what's the most quintessential Australian food?
It's a snag on a barbie.
Sausage and bread. Sausage and bread. But you have to have onion and ketchup, tomato sauce on there. Although there was a bit of controversy not that long ago.
Oh.
We have these a bit like what is it in America? Here it's a Bunnings. In America it's a
like Home Depot.
Yeah, Home Depot. And organisations each week will come along and to raise money for their little school or kindy, and they get a barbecue and they sell their little sausages with the onion and the bread, and you know, for $2.50 you can get a sausage and bread. And people were putting the onion on top of the grilled onion on top of the sausage, and then it was falling off onto the ground, and people were slipping over on the cooked onions on the ground.
Thing?
Yes, you don't remember this? It was maybe last year. So now there's been a bit of a mandate that you have to put the onion on the bread first and then the sausage on top so that it stays in and the onion doesn't fall out and people don't slip over. Is that the most Australian thing you've ever
Well, it is. But
sausages, Bunnings, falling on our asses.
Yeah, and look, and it relates to a question here from Andy. Hammer Barn. Hammer Barn is my because Hammer Barn is actually Bunnings, and to the point where some of the Bunnings here in Australia changed their name to Hammer Barn for a big Bluey tie-in that they were doing. So yeah, Hammer Barn is my favourite episode because there's just something about that, because it's the whole, like, they start and they're eating watermelon, and it's like, oh, Bingo's is redder than mine. It's like, nah, mate, they're the same. And he looks at, oh yeah, they are actually. And then he goes out and it's like, oh yeah, look how the neighbour's grass is much greener. And then he's like, oh, look at this, I've got this new pizza oven. And it's like, is this blah, blah, blah. And he's like, when you
going to Hammer Barn.
Hammer Barn. He's like, we're going to Hammer Barn. I just love it.
And what's the line where he's like, somebody's husband usually gets it or something?
Yeah, what is it? Yeah. When you mess around someone's husband, usually
because they're pretending that these garden gnomes are their husbands. Bluey and Bingo are pretending they're husbands, and something happens, and they go, well, now you know that when you mess around, somebody's husband ultimately gets it.
That's true. No, it's very cool. And by the way, one of our favourite bands, we'll talk about music in a minute because we are a music channel here. We'll talk about your taste in music and a bit of musical stuff. But one of the bands we used to listen to quite a lot by the name of Custard, Dave McCormack, who is the lead singer of the band Custard, great band from the 90s, still kicking around. He's the dad.
He's Bandit.
He plays Bandit in Bluey. So there's a connection. There's a musical connection. And Joff Bush, who is the main music director, composer. And
Megan Washington as well.
Yeah, Megan Washington. Yes, there's so much music connection. Megan Washington, who is a singer, songwriter.
She plays Calypso, who's the teacher.
She plays the teacher.
And she sings the song in The Sign, the big long one.
Which is Andy's favourite episode. So there you go.
The Sign is so good.
Just dropped that in there. Yeah,
so good.
So yeah, it's there's lots of connections there. And I actually, did I tell you I DM'd Joff Bush, like the
you told me you DM'd him. You didn't say if you responded.
Yeah, he did. So he got back to me because I said there was one particular episode where Bluey's like dancing to. It's like, yeah, go Bluey, and then another song comes on, and she's just like, oh. And she sort of drops it. She's like, oh, you don't like this song? And I actually messaged him and said, it must be so weird working on that show. Did the director literally say to you, okay, now write a song that's less good? And he's just like, he just laughed and said, lol, yeah, that was almost in the exact direction. Yeah, so he seems like a nice guy. So,
that's funny.
So there you go. Reach out to your heroes. Stalk your heroes is what I'm saying. G'day, Ed Zed is here as well. You don't dunk onions in grease. Well, again, without going off on another tangent, what is the obsession with ranch dressing in America? Why do you dip everything in ranch dressing?
Pizza. They dip pizza in ranch.
It tastes like just mayonnaise without as much taste. Like it's not an anything. And I know
it has its place.
Well,
occasionally, but pizza. I don't know.
No. So sorry if you love dipping things in ranch, then go for it.
And this is the thing: people get all upset about, you know, how do you pronounce a certain word, or what is it, palmy or Parma, and that sort of thing. And it's like, it depends on where you come from. You do you, boo. You say it however you want. And if you say palmy and I say Parma, which is, you know, the Parmigiana where you put the ham and the cheese and the tomato on top of the schnitzel, we can pretty much still understand each other.
Unless it's related to the size of drinks. like beer sizes.
Oh, that is...
Because here in Australia, there are so many different sizes and it's different in every state. So there's pots, there's schooners, there's middies, there's
pints, imperial pints.
Yeah, so that gets confusing, but yeah.
So if you come from Victoria and try to order a drink here, you're going to get it.
And if I went to Melbourne, and again, it sounds like I'm complaining about everything because I kind of am, but when I went to Melbourne and hung out with like Jade Starr and the crew over there, you'd walk into a pub and you'd ask for a pint and they have imperial pints. Like every time you ask for a pint, it's imperial. And they do that thing, I don't know if you've noticed this, where they go, oh, that'll be just $17.20. Yeah. And it's like, if you're going to charge me $17.20 for one glass of beer, can you not say just? Because you're kind of making a fool out of yourself and of me. So, just say that'll be a whopping $17.20.
Are you sure you actually want this beer? Because it's going to cost you a lot.
You could go to the bottle-o next door, the liquor store next door, and get a 6-pack for the same price I'm going to charge you for this one beer. Are you sure you want it? That's what they should be saying.
That's what they should be saying.
Question from Jade Starr. Is it true that Pete is secretly the leader of the Milli Vanilli fan club?
Oh, no. She found out. That was supposed to be a secret.
My secret has been revealed.
We talked about Milli Vanilli last time I was on here or a couple of times ago. We talked about the person whose name I can't remember now, who was actually the brains behind the whole operation and would sing the songs and got Rob and whatever his name was together to lip sync the songs because they were attractive men. So that was basically their...
Well, yeah, look, and is that any different to what songwriters have been doing with pop stars forever, except not making them sing? It was just that we didn't have the auto-tune technology at the time to make someone like Justin Bieber acceptable. So, you know, it's fine.
He's actually a good singer.
He's actually a good singer. Little shit. Sorry.
He's like 30-something now, isn't he?
Oh, barbecue sauce doesn't belong on pizza. I don't mind a barbecue sauce on a pizza sometimes, but I must admit, as I get older, I used to have barbecue chicken pizza.
We don't eat meat anymore, we're vegetarian, but I have had a barbecue chicken pizza in the past and it's okay, but it wouldn't be my first choice.
Yes. I saw someone say, hello, Mr. and Mrs. Johnson. I'm like, are my mum and dad here? Then they might be referring to me.
Yes.
But there is our mate Clint. Hello, Clint.
Yes, we are day drinking. Thank you for noticing.
Sure.
And you might have missed the start, but the reason we're drinking is because we're going to do Dry July in June.
Dry June.
To raise money for cancer research and cancer support for people who have cancer. So
true. And
yes.
you can do exactly this. So Thomas is always on it. Thomas has he must just have this board in front of him that's just like little buttons that he pushes.
On the ball, man.
He's always on the ball.
I was going to make my cancer joke that it's a cause near and dear to my heart, literally. Because it was there.
It's right there.
Was not that funny.
No, it's pretty funny. I enjoyed it. But I'm a fan. Yes, I know. I wasn't going to touch the pineapple on pizza thing. But
I will fight people who say that pineapple belongs on pizza, but I don't actually care. Like
You do it for the lols.
I do it for the lols, yeah. But if people say pineapple on pizza, I'll get fake incensed and fight them about it. But honestly, it's not that bad.
It's fine. It's just like dessert. You see,
it is a dessert, though.
It is a weird dessert at the same time.
It is a weird kind of taste sensation when it's sweet and savoury, but sometimes that's okay. It's like salted caramel.
All those Jats Tim Tams.
Is
there anything more Australian? Like if I just walked into America and said Jats Tim Tams, they'd just be like,
"Are you having it? Yeah. Are you having an epilepsy?" No, I won't say that.
See, stroke humour and epilepsy.
Well, I was trying to say. I was trying not to say stroke.
It's so hard these days to not be. It's so hard to not be. All these woke people that won't let us make...
Is seizure okay?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Let's move on.
Anyway, Jats Tim Tams. Chocolate biscuits
yes.
and cookies. See, and this is the thing. If I say chocolate biscuits, from context, North American people and probably European people can understand that I don't mean those weird bread things.
We're not getting those weird scone things that are like little bread rolls and then
we say biscuits instead of cookies.
Biscuits are cookies. We know that you say cookies. Just like when you said holiday before, you said vacation because you know that as soon as you say holiday, people might think that you mean Christmas. In fact, What was it? We were doing something one time. Oh, it was one of these where
Somebody
said,
asked you what
"What's
your favourite holiday was?"
I'm like, "Oh, probably the time that we went to Hawaii for a honeymoon." And then I'm like, "Oh wait, you mean as in
Christmas,
holiday?"
Thanksgiving,
In which case, Groundhog
Easter,
Day.
Groundhog Day.
Great musical. By the way.
We both went to see the musical separately because it was playing in Melbourne, and you popped over there to see it, and you said, "Oh, you've got to get over it, so good." So I took a friend and went over and saw it.
It was good. Yeah, very cool stuff. Hello, Gordon, by the way. Yeah, better look busy, Pete. The boss is watching. It's true. It's true.
Haha.
You're from the UK, Andy. Well, then happy nearly 2 a.m.
Yes.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for being here, and we won't keep you up too much longer.
Yes. Yeah, well, I did say I will be about an hour, but it depends how many questions we get and how long we're here for. And you're like, I got nowhere to be. And we've still got, like, what, half a bottle of wine? Yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right. More questions.
Mel and Kim or Bros. Oh, we've been watching a lot of like the weird channels that we get on our weird Fetch TV, pay TV thing. We're watching like 80s and 90s. Like you'll flick between them, and we're doing like a game. We're trying to guess them, and it was Bananarama that I got like that the other day, and I'm just like, man, I know my weird 80s bands. I actually loved Bros.
See, I was going. I'm like, as soon as that popped up on the screen, I'm like, Mel and Kim all the way.
What's your favourite Mel and Kim song? I can't even think of a Mel and Kim song.
Respectable? I'm pretty sure that was Mel and Kim. Take. Can you just check that? Can you just check that Respectable was actually Mel and Kim? Because it could be.
Okay.
Pretty sure it is.
Mel and Kim, Respectable.
There you go.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yep. So that was. And they would go, Respectable. Yeah.
You ain't never gonna be. Yeah.
Whereas
Bros was my favourite Bros song of all time is When Will I Be Famous?
Yeah.
So there you go, we're split.
Maybe we should stop doing that. We're singing Bros and Mel and Kim. That's a good question, but Mel and Kim all the way.
There you go. That's good. Will we ever get answers? Does Pete have the shirts and the shoulder pads? Oh, this is the Milli Vanilli thing. Did you get to meet the Vanillis? So many questions. It's true. Yeah. It's been cool.
Are they even? One of them's not around anymore.
Or is that? Yeah, maybe.
I'm pretty sure it's Rob and Fab. That was their names.
Really?
Yes. I'm pretty sure one of them's not around. Someone help me out with this. But
because Chris Cross, either Chris or Cross died.
Oh mate. Oh, now I'm getting all confused.
Chris Cross will make you jump.
There's literally, I know, I can name 2 Milli Vanilli songs. Blame It on the Rain, and the other one.
So you can't name 2 Milli Vanilli songs.
I literally just had it in my head and I've forgotten it. But yeah, they were the weirdest, like they were massive in the, was it late 80s, early 90s?
It was late 80s, yeah.
Late
it was
80s?
like 87, 88, 89,
And
that
then,
sort of era.
like, that whole controversy came out and then they just disappeared. No, there's no T-shirts. And
I got in trouble. What was it?
Did we have any albums from them?
No.
I don't even think
I'd never owned any Milli Vanilli, but I did like Terence Trent D'Arby, and I made the mistake the other day. And
Sign your name across my
Georgie
heart.
knows. And Terence Trent D'Arby, by the way, has a new name because we were listening to I was listening to a song the other day, and see, now I'm going to have to Google this as well. Terence Trent D'Arby name. Yeah, so he's now called. Can you read the name under there? I told you there'd be no reading.
Oh, Sanadanda.
Oh, it's bigger over there. Sananda Maitreya. So yeah, I don't know if it's like maybe he converted to Islam or something, but
do I need my glasses?
or maybe Terence Trent D'Arby was a stage name or whatever. But yeah, it was weird because I was listening to this song and I'm like, it was like that She Kissed Me song. She kissed me, that one. And I was like, what? This was Terence Trent D'Arby, wasn't it? It's not Sananda. Yeah.
There you go.
It's Cat Stevens all over again.
Yes.
Do I have an OnlyFans? What would I put on my OnlyFans? Is OnlyFans just prawn or is it for other things?
It can be for anything. It's just mostly that. Because that's all
Because if it's
people
not
want
that,
to
it's
see.
just Patreon?
Yeah,
Like, basically. It's Patreon for boobs. Is that right?
I think lower.
That was our first ding-worthy. Thick lower. Think less nipples.
I like to have those. Is it nice? Sorry. I don't have them anymore.
It always goes downhill at this point.
It really does.
Should we take a break? I'm going to play an ad because we have to pay the bills, despite the fact that we're doing this for the donations.
Couldn't have waited till you play the ad.
I could have done that before I coughed directly into the microphone. I can't reach the mute button, so you're stuck with that. So I'm going to hit the ad button, and some of you are being served an ad right now, and some of you are probably leaving, and some of you are probably disgusted by our nipple chat and wants to leave immediately. Pete's OnlyFans stream. Oh, it could be that. There's got to be a market for that, Jay, where it's just like where you just how there's that gear porn thing where people love B-roll, like Mike and Joe.
And then you could combine it with some ASMR. Hang on.
Do you like the way that sounds? Yeah, like that. I reckon it's good. I reckon it's gold. I reckon we'll go with it. It's not Islam, it's Sanskrit. Terence Trent D'Arby was his stage name. There you go. Thank you. See, this is why we do these sort of things live. Yes. It's that we
can correct us.
I am so innocent. I know. I am super innocent. Right? Just keep telling people that. Hello.
Oh, Sonic Youth. Hang on, go down.
Oh,
you've gone too far now. It was Sonic Youth or the Pixies, I think, was the question.
Sonic Youth or the Pixies? Hang on. I can't find. Yeah.
There we go.
I never got into the Pixies. And I never really.
And it's not even directed at us; it's directed at Hugh. But
yeah, I know. But I did like Sonic Youth. I liked them in The Simpsons. I was like, oh, come on, Mister.
Mr. Frampton.
Mr. Frampton,
you're not going to eat all that watermelon. Yes.
It always goes downhill when we get to about this point.
Yes.
Anyway, hope you're having fun. Do you want to play one of these little videos so that we can have a few minutes off?
Oh, yeah, that's fine. Do you want to explain what they are, though?
Yeah, well, some people will know. I know that the likes of Thomas and Mark and Jay will know this, but newer folks that haven't been around the channel as long won't know, because the question came before, have you ever wanted to have a YouTube channel, Georgie? And the answer is...
I sort of did.
You sort of did, well, because we had... so we were... Do you want to tell the story? We were sitting in a pub one day.
We were sitting at a pub one day in the merry month of May. And we'd had a few drinks, and for some reason, we were thinking about what would be funny. It was if we would buy things on eBay, but they had to be under $2. So, and then we could review them online. And I think you came up with the name $2 Looker, which is a play on $2 hooker.
It was failed.
And we thought it was hilarious, but in our drunken state, we
we're low on wine.
Oh, that's fine. We decided to register the domain then and there, and we started thinking about it. And then one night we sat down and we ordered some random things on eBay, and then a couple of days later they came, ding, and then and then you did a really good job of making.
Yeah, well, look
videos out of it,
and I keep threatening to re-edit these because look, I wasn't a great editor. It was actually
it was your learning opportunity.
It was my learning opportunity. So I'd started Studio Live today, but I wanted to do something sort of fun and a little bit left of. I think I get in trouble when I say left of centre. A little bit weirder.
That just means different.
Just means different.
Yeah.
A little bit weirder. So I decided I would. Edit these down to 2 to 3 minute videos. And it was actually, for its time, it was pretty good because I had to record the screen of my iPad and we did a thing where we would sit down and we would order, we'd do 10 things. We'd order 10 $2 things, pay $20, order them on eBay. They would arrive over time and then we'd do an opening session where we'd sit down. So it was full on batch recording and then batch editing.
And then you had to find the bit that went with the other bit.
Which didn't always work well. There were many lost episodes. I've actually got the old computer down here, my old PC that has all the original footage on there because I used to edit in Premiere Pro. I was a PC guy back in the day, if you believe it. But yeah, we edited these together and we did 30 episodes in total. We were going to do it forever.
30?
But
30?
There were 30. So you can go and check them out at the channel that Thomas has pasted there if you want to see it in all its glory. I think we have 20 subscribers. I think we got about 60 views per video. But it was a great learning experience. And it's why I say to people, just do things. Just start doing because you don't know.
Are you going to play one now so they can see how dorky we were?
Yeah, I know. Which one do you want to play? We did a couple of test ones here before.
Whichever.
Do you want to do the cup half full one, with the weird wine glass, or do you want to do the cup floor with the dice? That's a pretty fun one.
Sure, whatever.
I'm going to do this one. So this is $2 Looker. This is what we used to do back in the day. We'll see you in 3 minutes and 12 seconds. See you soon. We got the look. Down, down, down. You got the power. To cut it open with scissors. Will I cut it? I've done this really badly. We're in. No, we're not. It's wrapped in plastic. It's fantastic.
Woo, woo, woo! I see what they are. Want to play a game?
No, not the drink, no drink, stupid drinking game dice.
So, for this one, I tried to come up with a game for $100. And the only games that I could come up with for $100 were drinking games. So now, we are going to purchase this.
It is the drinking wine English dice games gambling adult party drink decider fun toy. So it appears that these are dice. I'm sure you don't get 6 of them. You probably only get 1. There are various things that can happen when you roll the dice. And this is like the most boring and dangerous drinking game ever. Except we can sip, we can no drink, bottom up, we can drink at
Surely you mean bottoms up? No?
no bottom up.
Okay.
We can drink at will. We can drink 2 cups and we can drink half a cup. Okay.
No drink for you. So yes?
Yes. But do you play this like with 2 people just like, no drink, sip, 2 cups, drink,
So what
half
2 cups
cup,
is like this?
drink at will.
Currently I'm milking a cow.
Oh yeah, I remember
So
this
on this
one.
die, it says bottom up, not bottoms, bottom. No drink for you.
No drink.
Drink 2 cups. You want to die. Drink at will. Drink half cup. This is awesome. There we go. Oh, bottom up. Wait, no.
Hang on, look. Okay, it's a Saturday night and
Hang on, I'll get some water.
we're at home because that's how we roll. We're like, let's play some drinking game, and I roll first, and I roll.
Drink at will.
Everybody drink, and you have a roll.
I was actually drinking. Drink 2 cups.
And then you
Double fist.
and then you pass out. 2 rounds you get. If you get drink at will and then 2 cups, you're just like, oh, I'm drinking at will. I'm down. And cup, floor. Cup,
1 tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila. Floor.
floor. Can you juggle one thing?
No. Can you?
Yep.
No.
No drink for you.
Cup, floor.
Cup. They should call this game cup, floor. Yes. I feel like Troy McClure after that Simpsons where they're showing the clips. It's like, they haven't changed a bit.
Why did we do that again?
For fun.
It was fun.
We
It
had
was
we had
fun.
a lot of fun. No, to be honest, I learned a lot about editing, and even then, I'm looking at that going, oh, those edits could be much tighter.
I learned a lot about drinking, apparently.
Apparently so. That was definitely something.
It was definitely something.
That is perhaps comment of the day. That was definitely something. I'm not gonna lie to you, that wasn't nothing. That was definitely something.
And that wasn't even one of the good ones, like one of the better ones. I mean, they were all pretty bad.
Yeah.
But
No, see, there were some. I was going to play like we had B-roll in some, but I actually used my old DSLR camera. Like some were actually pretty well produced.
some actually like went on excursions. We went down to the supermarket for one with the children.
Yeah, that's true.
And there was somewhere we were cooking in the kitchen. And
Yeah, so it was kind of fun. But anyway, it's just, to me, it's a testament to the fact that just do
Just
things.
search Pete John's $2 looker, you'll find it. Or actually, I think we put the link up before.
Yeah, you'll find us if you really want to.
If you care.
If you care. But I seriously want to re-edit those down into like 1 minute TikToks because I think that out of the 3 minutes, you could probably get 1 minute of entertainment.
Yeah.
They were, despite the fact that I thought that I edited well, I don't think I did.
To be fair, there was a lot more footage you could have used at the time.
Mate, the 3 minutes came down from about 25 minutes of footage because we would just
sit
sit there and
and-
bollocks on. Which usually on a Wednesday.
Can you imagine us bollocksing on about stuff?
Yeah, and that was before I even. How were we doing that? Because was I supposed to be working? Like we did it. During
We did
the
it in the
day.
evening. No, it was always in the evening. You even said in that one, it's Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
And,
yeah. We'd leave our poor young children to do their own
I
devices.
think it was after they went to bed. Like they were quite young.
It was in this room, and it was okay.
Yeah.
Because that was while we were on the blue couch. Because that was the old.
Yes.
That was the old. Should we go old school? Let's sit in front of the blue couch for the rest of the show.
Sure, why not? Hi, Blue Couch. We don't have that anymore.
We don't. It's gone. Well, it's that one's upstairs in your
Oh
daughter's
yeah,
room.
there's two. I forgot about that. She has a different cover on it, so it's not blue anymore.
It's not blue anymore. It's true. We've got some more questions here. By the way, if you're here and you've got any more questions, all you need to do is put Q in front. We are at the 1 hour mark, but we'll hang out to answer any final questions that you may have. Have I talked about all the topics that we were going to do? Probably. We haven't really talked about music much, but maybe that'll be.
No, you were going to ask me all these questions about what it was like living with you, and I basically said, it's fine.
It's fine. It's true. It's fine. It'll do. Keeping with the theme of dry July, what's your favourite drink when you have time to relax? So, Georgie, what's your poisson de choice?
It changes.
That means fish, I know, doesn't it, Mark, in French? Sorry. Your what is beverage in French? L'aqua? That's water.
It changes a lot. And it changes with seasons, but not like you would think. Like I don't go red wine in winter and white wine in summer. Because at the moment it's winter tomorrow and I'm drinking rosé. Rosé is a big favourite. And if it's white wine, it's Sauvignon Blanc or occasionally a Pinot Gris. I'm a bit of a fan of the old gin and tonic or gin and soda, vodka and soda. Not so much the whiskies and rums.
Yeah.
But and I don't really drink beer. I don't mind it, but I can't.
Too gassy?
Yeah, it just is so bloaty. I don't know how you do it.
Well, I won't be. Although maybe I will. See, maybe I should go. Maybe I should go no beer. Maybe I should go no alcohol-free beer for the whole month.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. I just it's just
But
a habit.
To answer your question, I'll drink most things. I drink red wine as well. I've not as much, but I have been getting back into it. Good red wine is nice. Crap red wine is crap.
It's true.
Hot take, I know.
Take. Yeah, do you hate that? And look, I say the same. To bring it back to music related stuff. I often talk about this when it comes to music gear. I relate it to bottles of wine because you can taste the difference between a $5 and a $20 bottle of wine. Just like if you buy a $20 microphone from Amazon or a $100 microphone from a decent place, you can tell the difference. But then if you buy a $700 microphone or a $100 bottle of wine, I'm not sophisticated enough to know the difference between either of those. So, yeah, it's about having good enough, not necessarily the best, would be my view on that. And, Mark, you know what I drink, mate. You watch the Happy Hours. It's mostly beer. Although if I'm celebrating, no, that's not the right word. I don't mind a drink of wine, especially if you're morning drinking like we are at the moment. Rosé is probably my favourite wine.
We'll share a bottle of rosé every now and again at a pub or something.
To a pub or a restaurant, a bottle of rosé is always good. And rum and Coke is my sort of go-to with some fresh lime. So if you ever see me in a bar and you want to impress me, get me a Captain Morgan and Coke or Captain Morgan and Dry with some fresh lime, and I'll be yours. That could be my OnlyFans. It's just like me.
You just wait at a bar till somebody comes and buys you a drink.
Apparently.
Good OnlyFans.
Like that. We've got a couple of related questions which I'll ask at the same time. So I know we've talked about this before, but we've got people that I think we talked about it 2 years ago, so many people might not have been here. But where did we meet and how long have we been together? Which I think are kind of semi-related questions here. So where were you lucky enough to meet?
We worked together in a call centre. We met in 1997, 8.
End of 7 must have been.
Yes. I think it was about, I think we met in 1997. We were working in a call centre back before Uber Eats and all these delivery services were a thing. We worked at KFC delivery call centre. So it was like a proprietary thing where we would take the orders and send them out to the stores, and then the delivery drivers would send them out. So we never actually worked with the chicken or the fries, chips, as we call them. But I was chatting to Pete one day about the fact that he was in a band, and I said, "Oh, can I come and listen to you rehearse?" And so I did. And I think we started dating like a couple of weeks after that.
Yeah.
At your birth, I think we started dating just after your birthday, which is in March. So that's
Not wrong here, Coldacre. Pete wooed Georgie with pub gigs and Macca's dates.
it's true. Yes. We went to, I think one of our first dates was McDonald's.
It was exactly
Yeah.
McDonald's. And it wasn't even a date because, I think I was courting you. You'd recently
Didn't
ended a
I
relationship.
come with you to your band rehearsal up
You
in the
did.
hills?
That was,
and then we went
to
to McDonald's for lunch.
And weirdly, like for the McDonald's historians amongst you, it was one of the first
Down the road.
McCafes that were opened in Adelaide was here in our local McDonald's, which is in Tranmere, Trinity Gardens, which is eastern suburbs of Adelaide. And yeah, that's where we went. And McCafe was actually invented in Melbourne and then came to Adelaide and then went to America. But
And now our daughter is trying to get a job there.
I know how the wheels turn. And you started working at Hungry Jack's, which is the Burger King equivalent here in Australia. And yeah, there's
Down the road.
lots of connections.
We haven't really moved much. We've travelled a bit, but we haven't moved much.
Travelled but haven't moved.
So how
That's
many
the
years
way
have we
to
been together then? 20...
So yeah, no, it must have been the end of 96 or
Seven,
97
20
because
oh, yeah, maybe.
we officially started dating just after my 18th birthday party, which
And
was
how
on
old are
the,
you now? 40?
40 a lot, 45. So yeah, if you
work
can do the
that out.
math. Or
So,
the
but
maths.
we got married in 2006. So we've been married for 18 years.
Yeah, true.
So we were together for 9 years and then
Hmm.
we got married. So we've been together for
I'm a
whatever
slow
18
mover.
plus 9
I
is.
don't do anything
27.
fast.
Been together 27 years. There you go. How's that?
You've tolerated me for 27 years. And I'm
Well,
very-
that's longer than I haven't. Like, I've known
true.
you longer than I haven't known you.
oh no, that's a bit terrifying, isn't it?
Yes.
27 years since. There you go. 27
There
years.
you go.
Thank you.
It's 27
Since 18.
years. See, I was right. Yay, maths.
Yay, math. My poor
So
daughter.
we say maths and Americans say math.
Math.
Because it's mathematics. So they
poor-
just put the first bit and we just put the S.
Our poor Jasmine has a big math test today. So she's part of like a STEM program at the school she goes to.
Stands for Science, Technology, Engineering and Maths. Math.
Didn't they add a new one to it? Isn't it like
Oh, it's
STEM now?
STEAM. No,
STEAM?
Science, Technology, Arts, Engineering and Maths. That's
Wouldn't
what
that
they
be
added.
STEM?
STEAM. E-A-M.
Engineering,
Engineering, Arts, Maths. Whatever. Had half a
STEAM.
bottle of wine. Calm down.
It's true. I will calm down. It's true.
Yes.
Thank you, Sean. And it was funny because when I think back to the early days, so we worked at this call center together, and I wasn't your boss at the time, but then I got promoted because I was so good at my job. And I was like literally 18 years old and in charge of like a bunch of other 15, 16, 17-year-olds, as well as a few 30, 40, and 50-somethings, because for whatever reason, there was no one that wanted to be the shift supervisor of the KFC call centre. So our manager at the time, Graham, I know that no one will know who that is, so shout out to Graham at the time. He would always put us on the same shifts. As soon as he knew that we were dating,
He
were going
pulled
out.
me into his office before he told you that he was going to, like, before he promoted you. He pulled me into his office and said, "Are you still dating Pete?" And I said, "Yeah, why?" And he's like, "Oh, because I'm planning on making him shift supervisor. I just want to make sure that you're like, that's not going to cause any dramas." I'm like, "No, that's fine. Good. Yay, him." And he was like, "Cool, good to know." And then he promoted you.
Wow.
So I actually knew before you did.
So if he said you weren't dating me, would he have not promoted me? Is it your doing that got me? I don't know.
Maybe. No, he just wanted to make sure it wasn't going to cause dramas, which, to his credit, is actually a pretty nice thing to
It
do.
is a pretty nice thing to
Because I
do.
wouldn't have, like, if I'd said, "Oh, actually, no," that'd be really uncomfortable. Then what?
But yeah, I don't. So what was it? Yeah, exactly. What
Yeah, I
was he
don't know
gonna
what
do?
his end game was there.
Maybe he would. Oh, maybe he actually wanted to date you, but he was asking you that so that he could find out, and then he's like, "Oh shit! Now I better actually promote this guy." Okay.
No.
Yeah. Oh, because he wanted to. See, there you
Think
go.
we're-
Turned it around. He wanted to date me
He
as
wanted
well.
to date you as well. I think
So
we've
he-
gotten completely off track.
No, we're exactly on track. This is exactly how these things go.
Okay.
All right, we've answered that one. Yes, the channel is still up.
Yes,
so the
$2
$2
looker,
looker, you can go
yes.
and find it. Thomas links to it before, or just there are no other $2 lookers. And I realized that as soon as I put it out there, today's me knows you don't do anything even slightly risque, especially with your channel name, especially with your website name, because to name something $2 hooker as a play on words of $2 hooker, like it just doesn't. It doesn't. It's not 2024.
Didn't
compliant.
you, bringing it back to music, didn't you learn that with your album Selfish Aware with the brackets? And metadata does not like brackets.
Terrible for
SEO.
SEO, exactly. Joe and Barry Glenn, hello to you, Joe. Gin and soda, good summer drink. There you go.
Yes.
Yep, exactly. Gin and soda.
and soda, fresh lime.
From your lime tree. You got a lime
I
tree.
have a lime tree and it has sat in a pot in my garden for about 6 years. And every year the little buds would form and every year I'd get excited and then they'd all fall off. And this year it turned into limes and I got probably about 12 limes. It's a dwarf lime tree, but it's actually really like they're delicious limes, aren't they? They're really juicy and fresh and there's still some on the tree and I'm going to have to get one today so I can drink some gin and sodas before
we're nearly out
dry
of wine,
gin.
which means that we are coming towards our end. We've got about 5 minutes left here, folks. So if you have any absolutely tip of your tongue questions that you need to ask.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Oh, you say that, but they do. Thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Rena here. Yes, better than training teenagers to shovel sodas and hamburgers. Don't touch them, mate. I know. Like
You have a glove on one hand and not a glove on the other hand, and you touch the food with the gloves and the money with the not gloves, and
it is no good. It's no bueno.
No,
yes.
just keep them separate.
Exactly. Does I'll let you answer that. I'm going to set this up because we've had our first donation that wasn't you.
Ooh.
So I do want to say thank you because we are here again. We're not spooking. We're not going to make you feel guilty, and you don't have to donate by any stretch. But because you got 2 months to do it, even if you choose to do it later. But I do want to say a big thank you. So here is our page. This is our page of stuff that we need to do, and there we go. So from Mark Sandram said, so glad Georgie is recovering well and happy to support this excellent cause. So thank you so much to Mark. And like I say, you will not hear me talking about this for at least the next month because I'll be like, I so want to drink a beer, but please.
Oh, that's right. You're doing a dry happy hour this week, aren't you?
It's going to be the sad. No, I'm doing UK songs because I'm like, I can have a cup of tea and I'm going to be like, all right then, let's have a cup of tea and a chat and we're going to play some songs, Wiz.
Nice.
And I'm not offending anyone.
No, British people drink a lot of tea, and I can say that because my mum is British.
It's true. So yeah, do we have what was the question that we were answering at the time?
Oh, I can't remember.
I can't remember either. I got to stop the screen. There we go. I can't see my my starred comments anymore, so I can't actually find it. It's probably time to say goodbye then. And to wrap things up around here.
Yes. So please, if you appreciate anything that we've done or that Pete does, consider donating to Dry July. The link is on the is somewhere. I don't know.
Somewhere. It's down in the description. It's in the comments. Yes. Thomas Christ is pasting it.
It was Vegemite on pizza was the question.
Vegemite on pizza. So yes, we'll finish on this because that is an Australian thing because I've seen the clips of Hugh Jackman on like the talk shows and I've seen like Vegemite is an Australian thing, but not every Australian. It's a bit like whenever I speak to a Canadian, I'm just like, oh, so you like hockey, eh? And they're just like, no, not really. Like, not every Canadian likes hockey, and not every Australian
likes Vegemite.
Is a big fan of Vegemite. So I had Vegemite literally on a crumpet this morning, which is just my British heritage, eating a crumpet.
I very, very rarely eat it. If very occasionally we have these things called cheesy mite scrolls, which is basically like bread with cheese and a bit of Vegemite in it. And if there's not too much Vegemite, I can have a bite. But when it gets to the middle with all the salty, yeasty grossness.
Salty, yeasty grossness.
No. So Vegemite is a no from me. Mind you, I'm a little bit odd in that I also don't like peanut butter.
You can't. Nutella, though?
Nutella is thebomb.com.
The bomb.
So
the bomb diggity.
Nutella is the best. Nutella I will put on, to bring it back to
Pizza?
Jats. Well, I'd put Nutella on pizza probably.
Which is it?
Nutella on Jats, which are like, they're crackers. They're salty crackers. They're like...
Saltines.
Like saltines, yeah. You put Nutella on a saltine, that's delicious. But no, Vegemite, no. Peanut butter, no. Jam, jelly if I have to on like a... I don't know, bagel or something. But just bread and butter.
Just
basically.
bread and butter. You're a bread and butter kind of lady.
Clearly. Carbs and fat.
Carbs. Well, sugar. Don't forget sugar. Salt. Bit of salt. Yeah.
Salt,
Yeah. We're again. We're not really sweet. Well, apart from the Nutella, we're more salt
we're
tooth.
savoury
Is
people.
Salt tooth. Savoury people. Yeah.
I have seen people
edamame.
dip salt and vinegar, like chips, crisps in Nutella before. That's going a bit far, and I've just whacked my microphone.
I introduced with one of the children, and I said to it was my daughter. We'll end on this because this is what a great father I am. She had some like thins. I think you ate half the packet, then I ate almost the other entire half of the packet, and then there was a couple left. And my daughter Jasmine was eating a rabbit from Easter.
A packet of chips.
Yeah.
You said thins. Nobody knows what thins are.
Crisps, ruffles. No, ruffles, but not straight.
Lays.
Lays, yeah, the light Lays. And so I had these chips, crisps, Lays, thins, and I was eating them, and I'm like, oh. Dude, have you ever had chocolate? A chocolate chip sandwich?
Oh.
And I said, get the 2 chips and get a piece. She was eating like an old Lindt bunny from Easter because still got Easter chocolate laying around because ridiculousness. And
I did not know this.
So I put between two chips, crisps, and a bit of chocolate, and then you crunch that. And she was just like, when I first told her, she was just like, ew. I'm like, no, just try one. And she was like, fine. It's like, And she goes back for another. I'm like, that's the sort of good influencer I am. It comes full circle, baby. I'm an influencer. I'm influencing my children to eat crap. Which is going to backfire. Let's say good night and good farewells to all the fine folks who have spent their time hanging out with us. Ali Gratila, thank you, Rena, thank you, Jamie Malander, Christopher Rossi, thank you to our friend, Bluey, fellow Bluey fan, to Andy.
That was the best.
Thank you, Oren or Claire? Aaron or Claire. Thank you to Hugh Caldwell, to Tremor Bear, Ali Gratila, thank you. Michael Thompson chimed in at the end here. Catch the replay if you want to see all the shenanigans we got up to. Thank you, Tremor Bear. Thank you, Joe and Barry Glenn. Can't start the day without a cup of tea.
Because I told you, British people drink tea.
It's true. Even though John Barry are British and then South African and then Canadian, you're confusing, folks. We don't know.
But we love you anyway.
Yeah, it's true. And the hockey is on. The Rangers game's happening right now, as many folks know. So Georgie's like, Joy, yes, I'm hanging out with my husband. He's going to go watch hockey now.
No, he's going to go get me some food now.
Oh, yeah, I do. I have to go get us some banh mi, and we're going to probably crack another bottle of wine and hang out for the rest of it. Nutella on bananas is the bomb diggity.
That is actually the bet. Like, I literally will peel a banana and get the and just put it on the top and then bite it, and then a bit more Nutella and bite it. Yeah, so that... I'm down with Nutella on bananas.
And cold acre shapes or Tim Tams, why not have both?
Pedicandolos dos.
There you go.
Shape, yeah, both, but not together. You have the shapes, and then you have the Tim Tams.
That's true. Well, or you just put them together. Marmite in the UK. You've never had Marmite?
We've never had Marmite, but I think it's similar to...
It's the same sort of schnizzle, isn't it? Yeah,
yes.
Absolutely.
When we went to America, I actually took about 4 or 5 packets of Tim Tams, and I would give them to... This is probably terrible for American people, but instead of tipping, because we're not really a tipping culture, when we would check into hotels, instead of giving them money, I'd give them a packet of Tim Tams. Like 4 out of 5 were like, "Oh my God, thank you so much. We love Tim Tams."
They wanted it more than they wanted anything else. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, Tim Tams are the bomb. So thank you, Thomas. Thank you, Mark Bro. Thank you, Chris, and all the Rossi clan. Kim Harden Hudson. Yes, it's always good when Georgie hangs out with us. I agree, and that is going to do it. Yeah, I know. We're doing okay. We're doing all right. We're ticking along here, Rena. He says, "You two look like good night. You two look like after all these years, we still swipe the same way."
That's gold. Yeah, we're all right.
Aren't we glad that we didn't have to live in the world of swiping? I feel so bad for my children.
I
know,
that
right?
Have
to do that. Oh.
I could not. I'm so glad that all started. I'm glad we met when we were young and just kind of went, yeah, you'll do, and stayed together.
Could just hang out and have a drink and get inhibition slightly affected, and then you make decisions, and then you have to stick with them for the next 27 years.
But to be fair, we've stuck with them. Hasn't always been easy for either of us, but we've stuck with them.
Yes, exactly. Resilience. That's what we're trying to teach our children. As you can see, we are both completely out of wine,
Yay.
which means it is time for us to say goodbye. See you, Clint. We'll see you in a couple of weeks over here, mates, and we'll. Well, no, what's that? It's over a month. That's afterwards.
I may have planned that. I'm planning a poker afternoon at our house, which our friend Clint is coming to, and I may have made that July so we can be back to drinking.
And yes, and I did like that you did that we're doing it in June, not July, because for you, you'll be in surgery and then you'll be recovering, so you won't be able to drink anyway. And for me, you'll be in surgery recovering, so I'll almost definitely need to have at least a couple of comfort beverages.
And we are actually also going away the week before I go into my surgery, just, for a bit of family time to, kind of be together and just relax. And it wouldn't really be relaxing if we couldn't just sit and have a drink every now and again. So we're doing it. We're doing it a bit differently, but I think we're doing it well.
I do too. And I think that your target of $500, I think over the next 2 months, with all the hassling I'm going to do here on the channel, I think we're going to get there.
Maybe I'll have to raise that target.
Raise the bar, maybe. We'll see how we go.
Last time we did it was 5 years ago, and we raised over $650. And by over 650, I think it was 651.
You reckon we can get 1,000?
It's always weird when people say I raised over a certain amount. I'm like, just say the amount you raised. What difference does it make?
I raised over $1. Well, everything's over $1 if you raised anything at all.
Yes.
No, thank you. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out. And I know this was a different kind of podcast. We didn't even get to music. We didn't even talk about...
I'm going to put up the thing, the donate the dry one.
This one?
There you go.
There you go. So there is the link. So yeah, you can go ahead and do that. If you're watching on the replay, you can go ahead and do that. We will go in there. That's Georgie's job because I have to answer all those comments. She said that I answer all of them. So Georgie will be in there thumbs upping and thanking you all for your donations.
And add me on Facebook if you want. Georgie Johns.
Exactly.
You know what I look like.
She looks like that. So you can follow her, you can follow me, you can do all the good things. And yes, we will we'll reconvene. We'll reconvene when you got your Kardashian boobies. And I only say that because you keep calling them your Kardashian
I don't know what
boobies.
else to call them, my Kardashian boobies. Because, that. I will have augmented breasts. How's that?
Yes, we did. I don't know. We've talked about this, and we're like, Georgie said to me the other day, she's like, I never thought I'd have a boob job, but I guess
here we are.
And I'm just like, yeah, not like this, not like this.
It's fine. It is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah, not going to lie to you. It is what it is. That's what we talk about. Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for this one. Thank you, everyone, for being here. We will go and 1-0. See, there you go. 1-0 Rangers. So that's a good point to end on. I'm going to go and watch the Rangers win this game, go into the Stanley Cup Finals, where I'm going to watch them in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Stone cold sober.
So we're going to go and get on the piss, as Cold Anchor says. Thank you, Hugh Caldwell. Thank you, everyone, for being here. As we say at the end of each and every show around here, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and we'll see you next time here on Studio Live today. Bye, Georgie.
Bye, Pete.
Bye, everybody.